found here was the box with the open. We're going to kind of, this is going to be a case of where we're using something that is not really designated a poster frame, but we're going to make it look like a poster frame, if I can find it. Bag, box, oh, it's a cube. That's what it's called. A cube with an open end. Hollow cube, that's what it is. So let's put that in there. You're like, that doesn't look anything like a poster. What are you talking about? So what we're going to do is do a little rotation. Well, first let's move it. Let's move it up. Now let's do the rotation. And let's move it up a little bit more. Okay. And so now we're going to play with the dimensions of it. Over here, this is going to be kind of, well, let's just play around first. I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. Yeah, the goal is to get pretty thin, almost like a picture frame. So you've got that. And that can literally be your picture frame right there. Play around with it, get the thickness that you like. And then let's go back to our libraries where we have brought in all of our graphics, and here is our poster that we want to create. We're going to have to get it back to proportions and oops, shift. There we go. So maybe I want to make this poster. So here is an interesting thing. So right now I'm messing with the graphic. You can see up here under scene, this is very important because it's going to drive you crazy like it drove me crazy. Under scene, you're going to have to toggle back and forth between the cube and the graphic. So if you want to adjust the graphic, you need to do that. But then once you click away and you click back, it's going to go to the cube. So how do I get back to the graphic? Well, you go to scene and you click down on hollow cube there, and then you click on the graphic. So there you go. But in the meantime, I want to scale this cube. Yeah, I want to scale a cube, and I want to do it kind of with these numbers over here. Not that way. Not that way. That's the way I want to go with it. Kind of taller, a little taller. And then we can move it back up and down, move it up a little bit. Oh, what did I do? I have no idea. So there we go. That's kind of more what I was thinking. Now let's go back to our graphic and fit it in that poster a little better. I know you don't want to distort your artwork the way I'm doing it. I'm just trying to do a quick demo. But you want to keep your artwork true to the proportions that you created with. Now this is the really fun part. So I got my graphic in there. Not sure what's going on down there, a little craziness, but what is going on down there? Well, it's kind of already trying to do a reflection, but I want to show you something really cool under libraries, starter assets, and under materials. Oh, it's still searching for cube. That'll drive you crazy too if you don't realize that's what you're doing. Starter assets. Materials. Yeah, standard materials. So you can bounce around with these and see what happens to the frame. No, not much happening now, right? It's just kind of like bad 90s 3D. But if you go up here to a render preview, it gives you a much better idea of what these materials are going to do, hopefully. So what did I select? Let's select just straight metal. And you can see, now if we, metal, and then there is, we can do glass. Now a real actual render will look much better than this, but this gives you a decent idea of what a glass frame will look like. Now to exaggerate this case, I am going to go back to my hollow cube. Oh, I think, let's see if I can. Go back to my direct select, there we go. And I'm going to add some depth to this thing. Let's turn that off because it seems to be driving my computer crazy. So let's make it a little more, give it a little more depth so you can see what that glass is doing there. See, now let's go back to render preview, keep that in mind. So that's kind of a glass preview. Here's kind of a metal preview, and I love the little reflections on the side there. It's really cool. And a fine grain plastic preview. So yeah, think about this for your poster rendering. It's an option. Another option is just to put the poster on a photo of a wall that you've taken or that you find, and put a drop shadow behind it, because that's about the most simplest form of a poster rendering that is perfectly acceptable. Sometimes we like to overcomplicate things and make things really difficult on ourselves. So let's ease back on that depth a little bit. Oh, wrong one. Where am I? This one. Okay. It's gonna hate me for this because that's the wrong one too. There we go. It is not liking me right now. It's like you're asking me to render and change the depth of my